What's going on, my YouTube fam? How you guys doing? Hope everybody's having a very, very nice Thursday, man. This week's flying by. But hope you guys are all doing well. Just wanted to come in and make a quick video for y'all to talk a little bit of Avs and Nuggets as we're getting closer to the playoffs, man. It's getting kind of exciting, and it's always really annoying the final week of the regular season for both of these leagues because it's just like, man, get us to the playoffs. Because to be honest with you, man, as much as I love me some football in the NFL. NHL and NBA playoffs are different. The whole series is fun, man. And it's exciting because I think we have two teams that are both legitimate contenders to win a cup, and having two parades in like June or July would be next level. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Mark. I'm a Colorado native, huge sports fan, and I created this channel really to just involve the public, get some people to get onto the show. Appreciate a couple of you guys that have already reached out, and I'm super sorry for not getting back. You know who you are. But we'll get something set up here ASAP, especially as we get closer to the draft. I think that's what the hot topics of conversations are going to be. But yeah, anyways, so just getting right into it, man. I mean, right now, over the course of the last couple of weeks, the Nuggets and the Avs have really had their up and down moments, right? On the Avalanche side, it seems like we got a goalie controversy, right? Can you trust Alexander Georgiev? Because he might end up being the Achilles heel. And I, for one, am not so much concerned, I think, as a lot of other people are. I think, yes, he's had a lot of his issues, but the tightening up of the defense in the last win that we had versus the Wild was a little bit more reminiscent of, I think, how we're gonna have to play in the playoffs regardless. So we'll see if he can steal us a game or two here. But I don't necessarily think he's gonna full on be the reason for a lot of that. So we'll definitely monitor it. I'm interested to see if they're gonna give him a little bit of a break going into the before the playoffs start, or they're just gonna keep riding with him and trying to get his confidence up a little bit. Because it's not unlike last year where we had, or the last time we won the cup when we had Pavel Francouz in the back. He's a very competent, proven backup goalie that can come in spot starts and play well. I don't know about Justus Annunen in those big games, but it's been nice to see him develop too. So we'll see. But man, on the other hand, I'll tell you what, Nathan McKinnon is he's always been a dog, and he is on another level right now with the way that he's playing. And once we get Mikko Rantanen back, from a scoring standpoint and like the ability to get shots and just create scoring opportunities, there's not going to be another team in the NHL that can match that. But a lot of it's going to be a little bit of intensity, and it's going to be, how does the defense hold up, right? It's not as consistent as it was last time. How do those second, third, and fourth units end up playing, which they've had their ups and downs as well. But I think that they, of the two teams, man, I'll tell you what, the Avs have probably the best chance to win a title this year because they're looking really good, and when they're on, I don't think anybody can beat them. Even if Georgiev allows 5 goals, I think that there's a chance that we could score 6 in the playoffs. So it's going to be fun to watch, and definitely super excited about that. On the Nuggets side, man, we'll see. We'll see. When you talk about a starting five in the NBA, nobody comes close. Sorry, like, make whatever argument that you want. Our starting five is the best starting five in the NBA. And what we saw last night after that huge win against the Minnesota Timberwolves is when our bench doesn't have to be the bench that like scores a whole bunch of points, but when they bring that kind of intensity on defense, and that leads to some, crazy dunks and gets the crowd into it, and just frustrates and puts the dagger in the team. That's all we really need, man. So if our bench can really be just a lockdown defensive bench, like we saw in the Minnesota game, we're not going to have to, worry so much about the scoring. However, there's going to be games naturally in the playoffs where the bench does need to pick up their weight, and they will need to score. And I think it really is going to fall down to Reggie Jackson, right? And then Christian Brown kind of adding a little bit more of that offensive prowess that I know that he can do in the on the offensive side of the ball. We know he's a great defender. Peyton Watson, anybody that knows me, man, that's my guy. It's like one of my favorite players on the team. But he's always been a little bit inconsistent offensively because he's just known to be an absolute dog defensively, one of the best defenders in the NBA. And he's shown his glimpses of being able to provide it. But just like I said, man, if he can have that defensive intensity and then set up other guys to score, like he had a couple really nice passes yesterday too, that's all we can ask for him. But Christian Brown and Reggie Jackson are going to be the guys that I think we rely upon a little bit more for scoring. Justin Holiday, obviously, if he can get hot from three, that's always a a big bonus. And then Zeke Naji, somebody that I've just given up on. But if he can give us some good tough minutes around the rim protector, um, then I think he can earn some time in the playoffs. But I almost feel more comfortable with DeAndre Jordan in that scenario with him. But I think we're locked and loaded, man. It looks like we're finally getting healthy. Jamal's looked good since he's gotten back. And two big games, one against the Spurs, and then I forgot who we finished the season up with. But I think getting the number one seed, it's always a positive. I don't think it was that important this year, but it's always a huge positive. But you know, trying to win a back-to-back championship, the Avs saw it last year. There's going to be a target on our back. You're going to get another level of defensive of intensity from your opponent, so it's going to be tough. But that being said, if there's any team I trust, man, it's a team that's got, Jamal Murray, obviously Nikola Jokic, the best player in the NBA, bar none, by far, not even close. And you guys can come at me if you want in the comments, that's fine. He is without a doubt already a top 3 center in the history of the game. And I think he's well on his way to being number 1. Now it's going to be tough. It's a tough position to argue when you talk about the greats of the centers, right? Because you can make the argument that Nikola Jokic is among the greats, Shaquille O'Neal is among the greats, but they're so different in terms of the way that they play. But I think he's establishing himself as that. He's going to win his 3rd MVP, and we're gonna ride with him all the way to the NBA Finals for sure. I think we get through the West. So interesting to see where we end up. I think we're going to ultimately end up with the number 1 seed, and I think that projects us to probably play either Golden State or the Lakers, which I would like more than playing the Suns in the first round. But at this point, I'm not really, I wouldn't say I'm not scared, like arrogant. Like obviously anybody can beat us. I mean, even if it's in a 7-game series. But man, when we're on and when we're controlling the narrative, there's not a team, especially in the West, that can touch us. So it's gonna be fun to see. But anyways, appreciate you guys riding with me. That's all I got for today. We'll keep monitoring the NBA and NHL teams, man, the Nuggets and the Avs as they get rolling in the playoffs. And then obviously as we get closer to the draft, we'll do some live mock drafts, a couple more of those, some different scenarios, moving up, staying put, moving back, what it looks like, and ultimately what I think is going to happen. Then we'll match it up with what ultimately does happen. So super pumped about that. Appreciate y'all riding with me, man. Mile high salute to you guys all. And as usual, peace out.